Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League, using my over 20 plus years of coaching experience, a very vast array of other things I've done in the footballing community. Here I am to give you a different breakdown, hopefully that'll make you become a better player or a better coach. That's what we're about here, learning about football, and if you want to learn, hit me up. I'm always there, willing to help you guys. Now, also, we're not really one of those fan channels that pick sides or do every team to be as bad, every player is awful, and let's just start straight away about how bad these players are. If you've watched me before, you know as soon as I point out a player putting his arm up in the Premier League, someone's about to score a goal. Generally, why? Because people aren't doing their job properly and they're telling somebody else what to do. But I want to make you aware of, look at that pocket of space. Look how deep these two guys are. Panicking because of Haaland's maybe pace, but you can't do this with Man City. You just can't do this. They're so disconnected here. They're going to be scored on. Like, if you see this as a manager, you're just going out of your mind. Like, what are you doing? You've got four, you've got two there, you've got like, what's this? You're just giving them the whole pocket of space that normally they'd have to play for, to be able to create that space. You've given it to them for free. Now, when I play this on here, I want you to see these two clowns. Look, first of all, they let Haaland go unmarked, which I think is absolutely atrocious. If you're playing a player like Erling Haaland, you just end up sitting on a man on him. You don't normally do that in a game, but you do in a game like this against Man City, just because you make his day just 10 times harder. Not having a player marking him will actually just make his day easy, gives him the ability to make these runs and really tear people apart. But what's even weirder is watch these two clowns. Look. They run into each other before the foot race even happens. That's how unorganised they are. And I kind of like Luton, but right now those two at the back there look completely and utterly unorganised. They don't know what they're doing, and this is one of the parts that breaks down for the first goal to be scored. We'll just get onto the goal because there's so many other little weird things that happens, but I just wanted to point that out for you as a coaching point of how much space they had, and the two centre-backs weren't communicating in any way, shape or form. The one was telling the other one what to do, and he ran into him to run past him when the other guy could have just run. But there we go. Let's get on to the goal. So Haaland's run through. Keeper's done a great job on his keeper. And ball's come back out. Players are diving on the ground for some reason, panicking because people are shooting, and opening up spaces and gaps for people. Now, this is where you have to be strong. This is one thing I see Premier League defenders doing more and more as the years go on by. They end up behind their goalkeeper because they've got no confidence in what they're doing. Get up and get on a player. Get out from behind, hide him behind your goalkeeper's backside, and do something important, because he's not doing anything back there. This is important because you can see how many players, look where the ball is, how many players are fixated and chasing the ball without any sort of understanding as there's two players free. Generally in football, this is kind of the weird part. If you stand in the space, the ball will end up coming to you. You go, oh, that doesn't make sense, Cash. Yeah, I know, but it does. It's just how it is. Go find a bit of space, stand in it, and, in the 18-yard box. I'm talking about the 18-yard box. I'm not sort of standing by the corner flag and going, oh, I never got the ball. No, inside of the 18-yard box, you'll be shocked at how often as a striker, if you just stand still, find a bit of space, that the ball will end up dropping to you. When the ball comes down here, this guy's trying a little bit too hard to get the ball, and it's a completely and utterly unlucky goal to be conceding here. It just comes off his face, and it's an own goal. As it's coming down, though, bump, he's running down to challenge him, which is mad respect. But again, look at these players. I'm just not happy with their defenders at all. Bosh off his face and into the net box. Let's get on to the next goal. This has been worked from a little short corner, playing the ball out and trying to get a better angle for the cross, or for what they've worked on a little bit of a set play from a training session. When this ball comes across, though, where is he? He stood in the D. If you look at any of my videos, if you watch anything I've ever done, I'm always talking about the D right here. You want to be standing here if you're a striker, and you want to be a defender. If you're a defender, you want to be standing here to clear the ball. Standing in the D is very, very important on all crosses. If you're not near the D, you're going to get in trouble. And right here, you can see this guy's not close enough, and he can run in and have a nice free open shot at goal, which he does. There's a nice little whack perfectly right into the top corner. But again, that's just bad defending. Somebody has to be out here in this area, in this space, defending that player. It always has to be there. Not only the player, it's where most second balls end up. They end up in and around this area here in this zone. And if you don't have a player stood on this line in this area, you watch some teams, they'll have two. They'll either defending or attacking. They'll put a player there and a player there. Normally, I'll just have one right there in the middle, splitting the difference. That goal's completely avoidable if they're just doing that simple thing. Let's get on to the next goal. Doku beats his man, gets a penalty. Simple as. Yeah, there's no even point talking about this penalty decision. But the beginning of the season, I wasn't even covering penalties until the VAR got crazy and everything was a penalty. But clear pen. Let's just move on. I'll talk a little bit about it. You can see how the difference and how stretched his legs are, right? From where one point is touching the ground and the other point there. One of the other funny things in football is you'll be amazed how many players don't just keep moving their feet when the ball comes close to them or they've got the ball. They just stop. It's a very strange thing. I've seen it so many times. You've just sometimes got to keep your feet moving, because if he takes one more step, he might actually touch the ball, but he doesn't, and he gives away the pen. Haaland does what Haaland does, puts it in the back of the net box. Let's get on to the next goal. So this goal's created by Man City for Luton to go and score. Luton's still got to do a couple of things right, but ultimately it comes down to first touch. And no matter what you think or how good you think your first touch is or what it's like, it's not good enough. And that is just true on all levels of football. Because how you're receiving a ball, the one time you make a little slight mistake, watch this, bush, it's too far away from him. Now he's in all sorts of trouble. He loses the ball, and now we're off to the, well, not off to the races. I have to use a bit of skill to try to get our shot away. When he beats the player here, it's actually quite good. I think it's Ross Barkley who gets this goal. He's had a decent season. Would I take him to the Euros? Above Jordan Henderson, 100%, but not necessarily, because I'm not, know who the whole squad is. But I would put him into the shout for the way he's been playing. He does the Man City player here with skill. Well, not really skill, with a little step over. The Man City defender here, and I'm not sure who it is, needs to be 100% better than what he's doing. He cannot let a Luton centre midfielder juke him and get a shot away without being close enough for a tackle. And not only that, the players run from, well, wait for it, back here all the way into the box. You can't let somebody do that and not get the challenge in. It doesn't. It just gets an easy shot, beats the keeper. Keeper should have done better as well. Overall, from Man City, they do look, they can give goals away. Thankfully, I don't think they've got many tough games left this season, but they do ship goals out. This goal's kind of hard to show you because I need to play it a bit more and I'll just get a copyright struck again. So Doku basically just runs these players back into the box and kicks it into the goal. Neither of these players make a challenge. Neither of them have their body shape set. They just get beaten hands down, and they shouldn't. He turns them a little bit inside out because they're not quite sure how to defend together. Now this is the important part, right? Can you see this guy? All he has to do is come back and cover his mate here, so his mate can actually try to make a tackle. And if he doesn't, Doku skips around him and his mate backs him up. But that isn't what ends up happening. They don't really know, and they just, I don't know, Doku, I don't know, he plays well against the bad teams. He's just not good enough against the good teams, in my opinion. So can you see now as the play's moved on a little bit, this guy here, I wanted him to get back early when we're here and tuck and defend behind this guy here. So if he gets beaten, Bosch, which he does, he would have been there to actually back him up. He shouldn't have been trying to win the ball like he is now. He's just too close and he's getting in the way, and Doku just passes it into the goal. That's simple. Luton on the ropes at this point. You can just throw a blanket over their whole team. Look, Bosch, all in that little gap there. No one is picking up a player here. Simple blade back ball, smashes it straight into the top of the net box. Everyone is panicking. They're all kind of losing their shape and composure, trying to run around and win the ball back. Ball comes in, just takes a little shot, smashes it into the roof of the net. Bosch, simple as that. Yeah, not good enough, Luton. You might go down. Hope you don't. Could be Forest or Everton. We'll see. See you next time on Cash Talks Football.